that you find very important to alert Ugandans about?
Robert and viewers, thank you very much, by the way, for picking interest in this thing called artificial intelligence. And I know so many people out there, it may sound like none of their business, okay? But the same way internet sounded none of their business, or none of our business when it came, internet, okay? That is the same way AI is today, right now. For Ugandans, not elsewhere, not in the developed world. The same way a mobile phone looked something unreal, that's the same way artificial intelligence is. But look at a mobile phone today. Everyone has a mobile phone, a smartphone, a button phone. Some of us, we have reached an extent of moving with two, as if one is not enough. You may even find that in the two, they even each has 2 SIM cards. That is 4 lines. That is how technology has become. So now, so it's very important that we understand this, that the viewers and yourself need to understand that today we are under attack technologically. But this attack, we can harness it to work for us, okay? To benefit, to become rich like any other developed country is, because this is an opportunity that is going to equalize us, okay? So you would be surprised that I am the one sounding these bells and alarms, and actually I am the only person who has written a book about artificial intelligence so far in East Africa. The first book, okay, maybe even in Africa. But as much as that is important, it is not as important as Ugandans understanding that this wave needs to be harvested, harnessed, nurtured, and we be part of it, because it is going to change life as we know it. So what is artificial intelligence that should worry actually everyone? Previously, a human being as we are created with the abilities to learn, all right, to think, communicate, and solve problems, right? That's a human being. And even interact like we are interacting. So today, a computer or a group of computers, machines can learn, can think, can communicate, can solve problems, can interact like within themselves and within, like with human beings. So basically, in the next simply 6 years, a machine will be more intelligent 5,000 times more than a human being, or even more than all Ugandans combined. Okay? So if that is the situation, if a Ugandan is not worried, if you're not worried, then we have a problem. Because if there is a machine that understands everything that every teacher, all teachers combined in this country are teaching, but one machine can understand that or better, okay? Every advice a president will ever receive from all his advisors, a machine can provide him better advice. Then if we don't understand that that's the problem or a crisis, then we have a problem. So what can we do to harness this situation is what is important. Let me give you another example that is interesting. Today, I saw, I think in the Vision, New Vision, or some other paper, that URA faces an uphill battle to collect about 32 trillion Ugandan shillings. All right? 32 Ugandan what? That is little money compared to a few companies I'm going to name. The capital, the market capitalization of some of these companies. You talked about Apple. Apple's market cap is bigger than the Ugandan GDP or the entire economy budget put together. Nvidia, Amazon, Facebook, Google, OpenAI. Like if you look at those companies, these companies just came like they're not even 40 years old. They're not even 30 years old. But their capitalization, if you added them all, they have a market cap bigger than the economy, I think, of almost Africa. Okay? So, but what do they have in common? They all deal in technology.
Yes.
And all of them, right now, I'm just giving you the biggest. Okay, I've not told you now a multitude of smaller ones. They are all pointing at artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, immersive technology. They are looking at quantum computing. All those are already revolutionizing the way we see the world. And that's where they have put their money. And for us, we don't even care. We don't even want to know. I mean, I don't know what we are doing now.
Now, Professor, when you talk about AI, our viewer, this is artificial intelligence, where the world is going. If you have a smartphone, a good smartphone, you'll find that there's so much now. For some phones, they have that facility. There's so much that you can do with your phone.
Yeah.
You know, now you can just put words in a phone and you want a song, and the song will come out well mixed, everything. AI will give you that quality song. Today, someone's song can, and then you just voice over, and you sound like you're the authentic person who sang that song. AI is becoming a very big challenge. But Professor, let's begin with the advantages and how best we can position ourselves as Ugandans, as a country, to benefit from this wave. Because I'm seeing some youths that are really saying this is a threat to jobs. I was speaking to two producers in the music industry. They told me, Robert, for us with AI, if Ugandans are sharp enough, we may lose our jobs very soon. Because someone have no reason coming to studio, doing all this. Someone who is a graphic designer, he was telling me, well, with AI, someone can even just, we may lose if we are not well versed. So there is more danger and threat of AI than what people are looking at as advantages. Let's begin with the advantages.
Okay. I am going to address something people are worried about, losing their jobs. Okay? But let me first tell you this in terms of advantages. You know, we are at a stage where our country has an opportunity to equal any other country in the world, because every other country is also grappling to understand this. Only that for them, they are a little bit ahead. Countries like USA, Canada, Saudi Arabia, China, of course, these are battling for supremacy. Who is bigger? So Singapore, Australia, UK, they are ahead, okay? It's hard to catch up. But if us as an African country, we can throw ourselves in the pool as early as possible, we may be swimming with a life jacket, while these other people are already good at swimming. But at the end of the day, we will learn how to swim. Now, I want you to consider our GDP. Maybe, I think it is around 45 billion, right? Dollars. But the global GDP is estimated to be around 100 trillion, the global GDP. But part of it, 13 trillion, is brought in by disruptive innovation technologies. And that has only happened within the last 3 years. That is 13%, okay? Just look at that growth, not the traditional economy, but the disruptive innovation technology has just evolved, came from nowhere, and taken over 13% of the global GDP, 13 trillion. So this is where Minister of Finance and URA and everyone who is really involved in this space of investment and growing Uganda should be interested in. Now look at what is happening. What is happening is that by 2030, the global GDP is estimated to be 300 trillions, okay? But guess what it will inform the 300 trillions? 200 trillions will come from disruptive innovation technologies. We are talking about today 13 trillions, right? 13. But in just 6 years, it will have grown to 200 trillions. That is almost 70% of the global GDP coming from a new economy, a technology-driven economy, not the coffee, farming, gold, all this fishing, tea, cotton economy as we know it. Not that economy. Actually, you can see now that now it is shrinking. By 2030, it will have remained with 30%. Now, where as a Minister of Finance, or the bureaucrats in the Ministry of Finance, or everyone interested in investments, where do you put your money? Do you put it in a shrinking economy, or you put it in a growing economy?
Definitely in a growing economy.
So that is technology. Now let me come back after showing you the benefits of us even thinking towards this direction, that the growing side of the economy is technology. It must be driven by technology. And that's where we will harness a lot of money. And I'll talk about how best can we actually even get money from this economy. Now let me come back to what you said of a person out there worried. Now, there is an opportunity, dear Ugandans, an amazing opportunity that today we have been blessed by the youngest population in the world. Almost 78% of Uganda's population is around, we don't know what this year's census will show us, but at least about 78%. We can comfortably say that it is around 0 to 34 years. That is a gold mine.
Some say it's a time bomb.
No, that's a gold mine. The question is, how do you educate that population?
Because you have quantity, not quality.
Yes. Now, that's where I'm coming, where I'm going. How do you nurture, how do you educate this population to the advantage of our country? Okay? Now, it is historically, as we have seen technology evolving, young people grasp these things very fast. You understand? When you talk about smartphones, the first amazing people to use these phones productively are young people. For us, we just compose a number and a call, and that's it. We are happy WhatsApp came, we check messages, that's it. But a young person will interrogate and probe this smartphone and make use of it. So for them, they adapt so quickly when it comes to technology, right? So how you educate them to use the most important resource they have, a smartphone. If you looked at a young person in Kampala or in all universities in Uganda, it is very rare to find a young person without a smartphone. Very rare. They rather go sleep on an empty stomach, but save for a smartphone. So why don't you find them with the most precious asset they have, a smartphone, and make use of it and let them make money with that, that smartphone that they have. Now, with that young population, we can teach them technology very fast. They can learn it very fast. They can stop looking for jobs. They can create jobs. They can earn money, not in shillings, even in dollars. They can enrich themselves. They can enrich their communities, and the country will get a larger tax base to tax from. And then we will not start crying over the 32 trillion Ugandan shillings. We will have an inflow of resources, because once you are technologically competent and vast, you can work from anywhere. You don't need to go to America. You don't need to go to Canada. You don't need to go to New Zealand or Sweden or Australia or anywhere. Those jobs can find you here because of technology has enabled that. So now, when you empower yourself with AI, more importantly now, that is a competence you cannot replace. Now, People worry that AI is going to take away their jobs. No. This machine that can think, that can learn, that can communicate, interact, solve a problem, it will not replace anyone. But the person who will empower themselves with this technology, okay? If you're out there, the first person who will understand this technology and can use it productively will replace the other person.
Wow,
So,
I love that.
Yes, so don't
The
blame
first
the
person who
technology.
will understand
Yes,
the technology.
the person who is competent in using this technology will definitely wipe out everyone who is adamant. Right now, I'll give you an example. You're talking about music production. They are very, very right to be worried. There are two companies right now going neck to neck. OpenAI released something called Sora. Sora has eliminated the job of a cameraman, has eliminated the job of a producer, has eliminated the job of a composer of a song. It has eliminated the job of shooting a video, has eliminated the place where we could rent space to shoot a video from. All that, now AI using the Sora platform can do that. And then we'll get a clean video, music video. I just need your voice, just your voice, okay? I have the lyrics or the script, the song written, which AI can write. I need your voice, I need your image. Then put it in AI, it will produce the song with your voice without even singing. And then I'll use your image, and then the makeup artist has lost the job because AI will make up this person. The person who has been selling clothes can't sell anymore. AI is going to dress this person and will have a beautiful song. That is OpenAI that has created Sora. Google has created also Project Astra, even better than Sora, to do all this film production, music production, video production. So now, the person who is going to interest themselves, my fellow Ugandans, anyone who will first interest themselves with these technologies is going to be a queen or a king.
Now, we're going for a break, Professor, but when we return, we want to look at how far are we moving and the challenges that we face when it comes to technology in Uganda. I must say, one of the things I found very unique and why I don't get surprised so much, why, Professor, you seem a step ahead of the many when it comes to artificial intelligence, is I went to this university where I never found people carrying files, carrying books. That was taught for us our lectures, we don't write. You must have your laptop, you must have your
tablet.
We are not given courseworks and we hand in terms of paper. No. For us, everything is done and dusted using that tab. Sent to your lectures, email, and I was like, well, are we in Uganda? But well, that is something we shall look into when we return. Let's go for this break.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra. Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
Once upon a time, there lived identical twins who gave birth to beautiful princes and princesses.
Their mothers gave their babies' bodies a lot of care by applying on their skin with baby junior jelly.
So So try that and would admire their glowing skin. Fun fact, Baby Junior prevents diaper rash during sensitive
Moms
skin.
all over Africa love Baby Junior jelly. Baby Junior's the skin. No more worries anymore. Baby Junior.
Baby Junior.
Hey, business people of Uganda, the Ugandan National Lottery is coming. It's the perfect opportunity to boost your business. Zimba your business by becoming an authorized Uganda National Lottery agent. By paying a security deposit of just 250,000 shillings, you will receive your very own Uganda National Lottery terminal, expert training from the pros themselves, and marketing materials to skyrocket your sales. And with a generous 5% commission on every ticket sold, the potential for earnings is limitless. Don't miss out. Act now and call us toll-free at 0800 33 44 33 to see if you qualify. Join us today and Zimba your business. Ituba Uganda is regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
107.3 Kampala, 96.9 Mbale, 95.7 Jinja, 98.6 Soroti. You are all covered.
UBC Butego. UBC Butego.
A new dawn on Behind the Headlines with me, Timothy Nyangweso. Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala, we have conversations that have analysis, explanation, but not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
All on your public broadcaster. UBC, inspiring Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break, and thank you so much for being with us on UBC TV. Well, we are looking at artificial intelligence, but now we want to look at this in the aspect of our education system as far as development is concerned. Now, Professor, we know that when it comes to information technology, our government has made it one of the things it's prioritizing, but we still have so many challenges. Now, when it comes to our education sector, things are not that good. I remember during the days of COVID-19, I had a nephew, and they will tell you how expensive it was buying data, how expensive it was purchasing those gadgets, because our education system, I want to give credit to COVID-19, that there's a way it opened our eyes to know that learning is not physical presence in a classroom. It opened our eyes to at least better embrace technology at all levels of our education system. Because even nursery, there are parents there are teachers who would say we can still carry on with the learning if these gadgets are available. Now, if you're looking at artificial intelligence, and right now when we look at our education system, even just embracing ICT or technology is very expensive, very challenging. That's why I told you that I was very impressed when I started Victoria University. It was my first time I saw a digital smart board, and lessons were being conducted. I was like, oh, then you see students who are telling you that the first thing you hear is you must have this gadget, you're taught how to use it, because for us, we don't entertain pen and paper throughout the university.
Now, let me tell you. In the last 3 decades, I was fortunate to have lived in the 80s. Okay? Yes, I was a young boy, but I was cognizant of what is happening. I could see. Okay? I could understand. Even going through my secondary school years and high school, right? Our communication was through a letter. Okay? Postal address. Like you post. Then a letter would, you are lucky it will reach or it will never reach. Okay, I remember growing up as a young man in a high school, if you have, you know that what young people today call a crush. You have crushed on someone. But remember, you don't have a phone. There is no chance that you even ever send a message. There is no phone. So you just crush and look and forget. Then you write a letter. From your school, I used to be in a boys' school, to a girls' school, say Mary Hill somewhere. You got another girls' school. So you wait for a month. If they read letters, you are anxious, waiting that perhaps this girl has remembered me through a letter. But right now, look at, like fast forward, like look at things today. People are just in a microsecond sending a message and they get a response.
Yes.
The power of technology. So we are talking about AI. We are talking about how expensive it is. How we can prioritize. But you like it, Ugandans and our leadership. We like it, we don't like it, it will come. The question is, where will we be when everyone else has embraced it? They are rich, their population, the per capita income is high, their GDP is huge, and for us, it has shrunk. Is that a situation we want to be in? Robert, the answer is no. Okay, therefore, we have to be strategic when we are investing our little resources that we have. Let me give you an example. I told you earlier that by 2030, the global GDP will be 300 trillions. But the disruptive innovation technology will contribute 200 trillions. Leaving the traditional economy, the other one is the digital economy, and the traditional economy, leaving it with 30%. That's 100 trillions. So where do you prioritize your resources? Where do you put your resources today if you're constructing a budget? Where do you put your resources? You understand me? Now, look at also our, you talked about a digital smart board at Victoria University. And that's not what we do only. But before I tell you what we do, also as our leadership and government and even we the leaders in different higher education institutions, we should stop cheating the Ugandan parent. Okay? These are young people that we are playing with their lives. We know the future is going to look different. We can see it today. All signs are there. It's not a myth, it is real. Elsewhere it is happening. But we are educating them differently. We are putting resources where these people will never even benefit from. Let me give you an example. Today, because you went to school and you sat in a classroom Monday to Friday, and the teacher stood in front of you for all the years of you being in school, you understand? You think it is what is working today. It is not working. And then you graduate this poor student after spending 3 years, 4 years. You graduate them with 0 years of experience. They are going to an economy that requires them to have 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience. And that's what the employer is going to ask for. And for you as a teacher, as an education administrator, an academician, you are happy that you have graduated a student who is going to go out there and do nothing, become a problem to themselves, become a problem to their family, become a problem to the country cannot receive, like, there is zero return on investment for themselves and the country. So why are we doing something like that? All right? There are so many things that we do on a daily basis. You sit a child in a classroom, in front of a table. You give them an exam. All right? So some things we need to think about them and to see if they make sense or not. You give them an exam, you tell them, Jessica, that's your exam. You have 3 hours, pen and paper is there, answer sheet is there, start. They start handwriting. Now, look at 2 things that are happening here. Immoral things that are not supposed to happen. This child is busy writing with her heart, her mind, and it is a do or die exam. Okay? And if they fail, you're going to use those 3 hours and those 4 questions you gave her to judge if they are a failure in life. Okay? The teacher is asking that, please, I gave you 100%. If you give me 90%, you're excellent. If you give me 30%, you are finished. But the world has more things happen around that exam, which is, we talked about technology and everything, this exam doesn't have. But that's not the only problem. Even this handwriting, this child is exposed to from primary 1 to the apex of education, university, the handwriting. But there is no supervisor. If you're there, please volunteer, come to UBC and tell us that when you have all your employees, please, you ask them to submit their reports with their handwriting, a handwritten report. If
Definitely
you're there,
not in this day and age.
I bet. I can bet how much money, I don't have much, but I can bet with the little I have that there is no employer in this country that accepts a handwritten report.
No.
No one. Then why are we asking our students to handwrite? What? They need a typed what? Report. So that means we are supposed to infuse digital competences in our children. We teach them what is relevant to the real world. They have to learn how to, once you expose them to type, okay, they know how to troubleshoot a computer, they know how to format a document, they know how to summarize it, they know how to edit it, so they are fit and ready to apply themselves and fit in an economy. Today you ask a graduate who has spent 3 years, 4 years, what can you do? No, I can do anything. Like, what is it? There is no degree, bachelor of anything. It's not there. Okay? So now, you don't stop there. These papers you saturate, that is another way of also destroying the environment. You understand? That paper you are proud to give to a student, it is also coming from a tree that has been cut. So now we are complaining, it is too hot, the droughts, the floods, everything. The environment is being degraded every day, but we are contributing it by not reinventing ourselves to embrace technology.
Now, Professor, embracing technology, yes, we must say is the way to go. But there is a belief that this is a very expensive venture. For example, when you go to a number of universities, their teaching methods may differ from what you prioritize. Reason, they will tell you it is expensive. I don't know how much these smart boards, digital boards each costs. They will tell you, even the students having these gadgets, they will tell you, we are doing all this because we are averting the cost of internet. You know, I was speaking to, well, let me not mention the institution. And I was, of course, discussing before having you, I was telling them, but there is a way certain things are being done somewhere, I saw.
Now,
and the first thing was cost.
Yes, now let me tell you.
Education will be very high if you are to have these charges and our students will not afford.
No. Let me tell you this, Robert, and fellow Ugandans watching us this morning. That's a very, very big excuse to say that these things we are talking about, technology and everything, is expensive. It is priority. Where do you place your priorities? It is also mindset. We are a private institution. We are not government. Okay? We don't receive any penny from government.
Maybe your charges are extremely high.
We are the most affordable university that is chartered in Uganda in terms of fees. I want to repeat, Ugandans, Victoria University is the most affordable chartered higher education institution in this country. You can even stretch it to East Africa, I think. Okay? We are the most affordable. But you also need to have a mindset that has actually brought you to a point that the education that we used to know is not working today. Okay? And you realize that once you invest in these technologies, everything is going to become cheaper. Now, let me give you an example. For us, there is no student who comes our way that should come with their pen, pencil. You can have them if you want, but we don't need you to have them. You bring your books, please. Don't bring your black books, whichever books you want. Don't bring them to Victoria University, okay? But we need you to bring one thing. A laptop, a smartboard. I mean, sorry. A tablet, a smartphone. And everyone has what? A smartphone. You leverage what they already have. And if you can't get a laptop, tell us, then we can help you leverage different sources to get your laptop. You can pay in installments. Yes. Okay? Then you will never have a paper in front of you. Okay? Even submitting your, learning is digitized. Assessment is digitized. Exams are digitized. So in other words, your coursework submit it digitally. Your exam, sit on a laptop, on a tablet, do it digitally, submit it. Now, the teacher, you are not going to come with your traditional red and black pen. They even pride themselves in putting them in their pockets to show that they are teachers. And they are going to punish a student by marking them wrong. No. The moment a student has submitted their exam, it goes to the teacher's portal. Then the teacher has a marking guide, we call it, or a rubric. You read through what the student has submitted and assess, not with a check mark. No. Tell us, why did you assess this question and you gave him 20, not 25? You justify that. Such a student can also see this transparently. Okay? So, at the end of the day, these students, by practicing these things digitally, now they can embrace every technology wave that is coming. Even the teachers. When we were starting this revolution at Victoria University, even the teachers were very hard to convert to start doing these things digitally. That's why it is very hard for me to recruit a teacher from these other universities, because they are traditional. They don't know what we are trying to do. Okay? But we have tried to nurture our own teaching staff. Now, who now can't even fit, they find the other system very tedious, very cumbersome, very traditional, very ugly. They don't want to be part of it. Now, they are feeling that they are part of the world of today and the future. So now, these people, once you send them for internship, they are even the number one people to go to with the supervisors, because they know what to do with the technology. You understand? So these things are not expensive. It is shifting the mindset that we want to go this way, and this is how we are going there, and this is what we are going to achieve. Now, do you know how much we have saved with paper?
It could be some good amount.
Huge amounts of money. You could have spent like 800 million in a year to administer exams, assessment.
Yes.
Those scripts for teachers to mark. But you have saved all that money. You have saved the students to buy handouts, to buy all these textbooks, everything. They get their books digitally. They can pick it, read it, because they have all these gadgets, all right? Now, we are also doing something very interesting. July 23rd, this year, we are now introducing artificial intelligence modules and certifications for our students, all of them, for free and compulsory. Why? We want them to be competent with artificial intelligence, prompt engineering. How do you talked about people who can now produce music with AI. People who will replace those who have failed to embrace technology. Now they begin with our students because we have exposed them to technology that works, technology of the day, AI. Come July, every student of Victoria University must graduate with 5 certifications in different disciplines driven by artificial intelligence. Why? We need you to go out there and become a job creator. Stop becoming a professional job seeker. That is really letting down our economy. And if we are according our resources as a country, we should focus on something that is going to enrich our GDP. And these are technologically driven activities, not the traditional economy as we know it. We can have it, it is good, but we should become aspirational. In education, we may think that it is very expensive. Now,
yes.
If the Minister of Education, for example, walked to Tesla and talked, because you are government, for God's sake. The other person is a billionaire, but he's an individual. Elon Musk, for example, he owns Starlink. Okay, so the Starlink technologies can give internet to any community anywhere in Uganda. Okay, so if we can talk to them, strike a deal, a partnership, and we bring Starlink technology in Kapchorwa, in Kasese, everywhere. Like these people are willing to help, but we just need to engage them and show them that actually, much as you have made it in life, you can be more valuable to the world by giving back. They just need to see a cause and how they can change the world. And then we can have internet everywhere. Our kids can have technology on their fingertips, but even our curricula, primary, secondary, university, should embed emerging technologies, not just ICT, because right now you're concentrating on ICT, coding, program. No, AI, artificial intelligence, can do coding better than any human being now. So we should now invest in teaching AI, blockchain, immersive technologies, quantum computing. Those should be the things we have to infuse in our children, from primary, secondary to university, and we will have an economy that is a treasure for Africa. That is
Professor,
a jealousy for everyone.
Time seems to be flying. I've enjoyed listening to you as you take us into the future. Although the future is already with us.
It is with us.
It is already with us. We just have to embrace ourselves very, very clearly so that we are not caught off guard. Like you said, that those that understand these things and take them as priority will automatically have to replace the others. Now, I must let you go, but just in a minute, I just need your parting shot. First, to those having or administering or in charge of higher institutions of learning when it comes to prioritizing technology.
Yeah, thank you very much. Viewers of Good Morning Extra at UBC, thank you so much for giving us the time to really follow what we are talking about. It's not something we take for granted. Robert, thank you very much. But to you viewers, and it begins with you to demand for everything that works for your child. Because I can be an administrative vice chancellor of Victoria University, but I will not be there when you need your child to help you or to help themselves. I can only guide. So you demand for what works for your child. Face us and tell us, we the vice chancellors, or every administrator or leader, that can you really inspire change that will work for my child? But also we, the leaders in higher education, and every other person who holds a position of responsibility, can we change our mindset and focus on what Uganda needs today. What positions this child who is supposed to live the next 50, 60, 70 years, 80 years in this Uganda? You can deprive them today by not showing them what is right, teaching them what is right, or you can teach them what is right and they can make their country great. We are trying to do that at Victoria University. Like I said, we are a private university. We depend on tuition. We receive money from students, but we are trying to give them their return on for their investment, the value for money, positioning them to fit in the future that has come now, but they can also fit in the future that is coming. And this requires simply a mindset change. And when we say that it is expensive, no, today we are the most affordable higher education institution. We at Victoria University, today, if you look at all chartered universities. So that is a myth to think that investing in these things is expensive. So I'll end with this. We have a July intake going on. You can come and see our people at Victoria University. Apply online. You don't even have to come from wherever you are. Reach us from wherever you are online and come join us and let's build, let's educate your children together. Let's work with your children to make them the best for this economy, for this world. They can make Uganda proud.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Professor Lawrence Muganga, a man who is so passionate about artificial intelligence and technology and always sounding drums that tell you we must up our game, we must understand this thing, artificial intelligence. I'm eager to read your book regarding artificial intelligence. See you tomorrow, the good Lord willing. Let's all ensure that we promote technology and all areas where we can at least talk about technology. Let's do that, and let's not only do the talking, but move in that direction. See you tomorrow. God bless you.
Live